Hi guys, this is Jen.
And this is Nisha.
And we're the Arkansas Crystal Girls.
We live in Arkansas and it is lousy with quartz crystals. So every week we like to go digging and bring home hundreds of beautiful crystals, and we end up with quite a problem. What to do with all these crystals? We love being crafty and we love making things, so we decided that we were going to show you some of the ways to display and to use these crystals for crafting. So if that's the type of thing that you're into, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Today we're going to show you 3 easy ways to display your crystals.
All of these things that we're using for today will be linked down in the description. So make sure to follow the links if you're looking for the supplies. These are the supplies you will need for the plant spike. You'll need copper wire in 8 gauge, assorted pliers, wire cutting pliers for the copper wire,
and of course crystals. First thing you do is you cut yourself a nice length of wire and then select your crystal you want to use and begin wrapping the wire around the crystal. You want to make sure that you're careful not to scratch the crystal with the pliers. I made a little swirl to make it decorative. Make sure it fits and gets nice and tight. I like that. That's looking good. Give it a couple more wraps, as many as you like, whatever you think looks good. And then once you get to the end, you can use a dowel. I use this little paintbrush dowel. Wrap some wire around it. And then straighten out the end so that you can stick it into the dirt. And that's it. That's a finished plant spike.
I'm choosing this little cluster to wrap in the copper wire, so don't be afraid to choose crystals of any shape and size. It might take a minute to figure out how to wrap it, but the best thing that I found is to find a little nook and to start wrapping it, and then it'll just come together. I'm using a thread spool to do the coil, but you can use whatever you have lying around. Just remember that you'll have to take it off eventually, so if it has a lip on it, it might be a little bit difficult. I'm using the pliers to tighten it down a little bit more, just to make it a little more secure. Be sure not to scratch your crystal. And I decided to do a little swirl at the end just to give it a decorative touch to finish it off. And I think it's great.
Here's a little fragile cluster. I thought this would look good. And it's wide enough that you can just wrap the wire around. Oh, see, I just knocked some crystals off. Be really careful with the crystals. They are fragile. Just give it a wrap right around the middle and then the edges. I can back off. It can be a little bit messy. It still looks good. And then using the thread dowel to make a wide spiral. Bend back the spike so that it can stick in the dirt. And then carefully unwind. There you go. Easy peasy. And here all they are together. Don't they look great? Now all my plants have crystal friends. Look how good those look.
The supplies needed are spray paint, mini easels, gold leaf paint, crystals, and paintbrushes. The first thing you do is take your easels outside and give them a coat of spray paint. It'll probably take a couple of turns to get every side done.
While those are drying, we're going to start giving these crystal clusters a nice coat with the gold leaf paint. Make sure you give the gold leaf paint a good shake. We're just painting the sandstone around the cluster. Look how shimmery that looks. It's okay if you get into the crevices of the crystals just a little bit. And here I am painting the backside.
The cluster that I picked didn't have a lot of sandstone on the bottom, but that's okay. I still wanted to paint it gold. Here's where I should have really shook the gold paint up, because I realized that some of the crystal from the top looked a little bit pink, and I think it was just a separation of pigment. So make sure to give it a really good shake. You can see there on the edge how it looks a little bit pinkish. But that's okay, it still turned out really cute. You live and learn, but make sure to shake your gold paint in between your crystals because it was kind of noticeable. Here's another little cluster that we're gonna paint with the gold. It's got a little sandstone on the bottom that doesn't look all that pretty, so we're gonna paint it gold and make it cute. I pretty much decided to cover up anything that I didn't think looked cute. And the more gold, the better, because it's adorable. And that's all for that one.
One last cluster to paint. This one has no sandstone on it, so we wanted to see what the gold leaf paint looked like. And it actually has a really nice shine. Painting the broken part of the quartz crystal. Look how beautiful that is. And here's the finished products. The two large pieces, you can kind of see the pink on the edges. Shake your paint, they look pretty good. And here's all of them together. For the crystal nightlight, you're going to need nightlights, a box, E6000, and crystals. I'm just gonna cut some slots into this box in order to place the nightlights into it so that it's flat. Look, perfect. You want to find the right crystals, so we're rearranging to see what would look best. We have a couple of points that are very clear, and you can arrange them any way. I think we like this design the best.
We like to use E6000 for this. It has a really, really strong hold. It's a jewelry glue, and it works so much better than like hot glue. Hot glue can sometimes just not hold strong enough. Another thing that I like to use while I'm doing this is some toothpicks and some Q-tips. It just helps with the cleanup. This E6000 glue is kind of oozy, and I just use it to clean up the edges. You could use a paper towel or anything that you have handy, but it can be a little bit messy, so just make sure to have something on hand. All right, I think that's good.
I like how Jen did hers at an angle, but I'm going to do mine vertical. I'm just going to apply the glue to the back of the crystal. Make sure when you buy the E6000 you get it in clear because it also comes in white. Right in the center. That looks good. I picked some crystals that are kind of flat on the back so that they place nicely on the nightlight. And that's it. Doesn't that look cute? Actually, I might put this crystal in here because there's just a blank space. Why not? Okay, now it looks cute. Look at that. Clean it up with the Q-tip. And we're done.
Oh my gosh, it turned out so cute. This is my nightlight. I love it.
And this one's mine. That looks so good.
And here they are all done. They look so cute. Don't forget that we'll have links to the supplies in the description. And happy crafting with your crystals. This was so much fun and I can't wait to do it again.